Welcome in our channel Create Your Way of Life. I'm one of the co-founders and I am gonna interview beautiful Jean on behalf of our team. And I am so super excited to interviewing this Jean. Beautiful, she's got amazing story to share. I'm sure she will inspire you. We've met a few times online. We had some chatting as well, and I know that she will be able to touch your heart on so many levels. She's very driven lady, very powerful lady. And, I have just such a pleasure to now having her here. So first, Jean, welcome. Thank you very much for your time here. And first, my question, just tell us something about you. Where you from, where you live. Just share whatever you want.
Hey everyone, so it's my absolute pleasure to be here and thank you so much Carolina for inviting me. And if my journey can help you as well on your journey to inspire you and to help you move forward when it's very difficult, that's my huge fulfillment and pleasure to be here. So originally I come from Lithuania, so as you can notice, English is not my native language. And yeah, so I was born in Lithuania and not in a very rich family. My parents were struggling all the time to give me everything what I need, and I probably felt quite uncomfortable with that because I wanted my parents to live their life, but they were working long hours at their day jobs. And still I remember those moments where I was truly passionate about traveling. Me and my best friends, we were playing at home, imagining that we are traveling around the world with our little handbags and everything. And I remember, because they were a family of 4 people, one day they were allowed to travel. I think it was to Slovenia or something like that. And because I was very little, I was like, I want to go with my friends that we were playing, traveling together. But that was only for supported families. So if there are like lots of kids in the family, the government would help them. My family wasn't rich, but I was the only kid in my family, so we wouldn't get these kind of things. And I remember how heartbroken I was when they said, no, you can't go. And I knew my parents don't have money to travel with me anywhere and to go anywhere outside of Lithuania, and I always craved for those adventures and to explore the world, even from my little days. So then I decided that I'm not gonna live with that, and I couldn't wait until I could start working. And when I was 14 in Lithuania, you still can't work, you can't do anything, but I was like, I can't wait anymore. So what I did, I decided to create my own business. If no one accepts me to work anywhere, then I kind of bought some goods and resold it. Basically a little business, which actually gave me quite a lot of money for that age. So that's how my journey started. And then I went on the path of growth, of course, and read the books like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Work Week. And I was working in traditional jobs throughout my journey. I decided that I want to create my freedom with the passive income from real estate properties. So when I came to UK, I decided that I will get into real estate. I will become a real estate agent and explore the market and then make my investments accordingly. So I thought I will gain the knowledge. Of course, I was training myself, studying with Robert Kiyosaki. Finally, I realized that that's not as fulfilling as I thought it would be. So it is a path to your freedom in a way, because you can retire much earlier than usual, but it's still a very slow process and it's not that much growth. So there is a lot of growth at the beginning, but once you learn everything, you kind of feel, okay, I just need to rinse and repeat. And it was really boring for me. Plus I was in a job which was 72 hours per week. So I didn't have that much time. So I had money to travel around the world, but I didn't have time. So that was another huge pain for me. And one day I came across actually one young girl who was saying that she found a way to travel around the world and work from anywhere in the world. And I knew nothing about online business, digital economy, anything like that. I wasn't technical, but that girl really resonated to me. And I thought, okay, maybe I should open my mind, and maybe real estate, it's not the only way for me to achieve my goal. And maybe I could achieve my goal sooner. So I could keep working from anywhere in the world. Not necessarily I would need to be in that particular job all the time. So yeah, so I joined this beautiful community, and that's where my journey began. It was a long journey and definitely changed every area of my life. So I don't know.
No, thank you very much for your share. I really love when you were saying about that, like you took action even such an early age, 14, that you didn't wait until your uncle and your father and mother gave you money for whatever you want. You just took an action. Just like you started selling and make your own money. This is really a gift, because like started thinking that mature way, not waiting, just taking action is really is a gift. So like awesome. I just want to acknowledge that, and also really touched my heart when you were saying that you want to change your life, because you saw that when you were told we can't go for vacation, and you saw that your parents cannot travel with you. It's really inspiring that you want not only change life for yourself but also for others as well, and give them back as well. So very inspiring. I just want to just acknowledge I love listening this kind of story, and I love your stories as well. It's really heart touching. And yeah, but then exactly, you already shared where you were. I was going actually to ask you where you were actually, what prompted you to actually started, like opening yourself up for new opportunities, because we always get to this point in our life that something needs to happen, that we said, no, I just want to change, like whether it's a relationship or business or career or whatever, something needs to start shifting, or we get inspired, or we are in the very low point. And you just said that like you wanted something more from life, and this is how you join our amazing community. And my next question is like, tell us exactly about this change, because we want to inspire people who are gonna watch that SFM, that this digital platform is not only about, they give you this technical, this is the marketing, this is how you're selling, and this is this. People may think that way, and we all know who are in this community that absolutely know that actually the fulfillment comes from what you offering to others, for your values, when you really serving others. And it's not in serving like I'm selling the product, it's so much more. This is what actually give us in this fulfillment inside, where you're really touching other people's hearts, where you're really helping other people to change their situation and change their lives. And we see this because we are already in this community. We see this over and over and over again, that people who are really successful in this community, they are really for other people. They're really serving them. They're really helping them. They shift their mindsets, shift whatever it needs to, like help them, whatever needs to happen to take their lives to the next level. And I know, Jean, you are already doing this, and I'm sure that's why your life has changed. That's why I would like to hear your story, and also share with other people how SFM changed your life, and maybe share with what aspects changed it, like, so we can show really audience that it's not only business, it's so much more.
Oh, absolutely. So everything started. I had so many breakthroughs that I don't know actually what to start with. So actually, I joined SFM because I wanted to get knowledge, and I knew that if you want to achieve something that if you want to achieve something that you don't have, you need to surround yourself with the people who already achieved what you want. And if you create your circle of influence with those people, you become, because we are like monkeys in a way, and we copy each other. So this was the reason why I joined SFM. And sure, I've got loads of knowledge. Like usually I consume knowledge very quickly, and and I learn it, and then boring, I don't have what to do anymore, give me more. And here, 2 years, so now it's coming to 2 years that I'm within the community, and it never was like I don't have what to learn next. And I think especially in this field, it's like it's all together. So it's marketing strategies, it's personal development, it's your developing yourself as a leader. So I always craved to be the leader, and I think the leader is someone who is changing, who is helping other people to achieve what they want and helping them to change their lives. So from those little days when I saw my parents suffering, when I saw myself suffering, and everyone around me, people struggling, trying to count the money every month and not allowing themselves more than just food and paying the bills, because that was the situation, where they were at. And I felt so sad about that, and I couldn't cope with that. So I made that decision very early days in my life. It just took me a journey to get where I was, but SFM was that breakthrough where I literally, I was so persistent, and I just felt in my heart. So, once you are in here, it's not for everyone, but I definitely felt like my heart found the right place because of the people. So I surrounded myself with those people who achieved what I wanted, with those people who are as well maybe just started the journey. So there was always someone who is ahead of me that could help me, could give me a hand. And there was always someone who was just starting, so I could help them. And those relationships really gave me the taste of fulfillment. So I never believed I could be a lead, I wanted to be a leader, but I never believed that I would be doing my own webinars, would help people build their websites, where I knew nothing about website building. But because that was my biggest pain and I found that out, I wanted to share that with other people. And what it gave me, like stepping out and, taking responsibility and not thinking about myself. So I was like scared that no one will come on my webinar. But in my heart, when I did my first webinar, I didn't care if anyone comes. I knew that's a lot of value that I have to provide. And if someone wants it, even if one person comes in, that's worth it. If no one comes in, that's fine. But I just felt I need to share that with the world. And that's how your whole life changes. So starting from that, and then you start loving yourself more. You build the relationships with people who empower you and who encourage you to find yourself and actually to find your values. So this as well, this community and this training, it helps you to find who you truly are, what is your mission in life, and then never stop till you actually achieve that. And you always have the support. So let's say people who are, who just want to take, don't want to give, they don't want to take responsibility for their lives, they usually don't stick within this community because the culture is just very different. But if you have a struggle and they see that you're doing the work and you have a struggle, if you post there, you will get like tens of comments with the help and offer to, really genuinely help for each other. So for me, I also suddenly started, stop bullying myself. I was very, very bad to myself. I would always seek for perfection, and that resulted into me stopping myself from achieving my goals because I was, you're not good enough for that. How stupid you behaved. What did you do? And this community, with the help of advice and love and, showing their example, leading by example, really shifted that for me. Plus, accidentally, I found my love in the community who, I think it's like, are you overwhelmed yet by all those changes? So I haven't finished yet. So I found the love, and I think to have someone who is like-minded, who we agree on almost all decisions that we make, or if we have some, things that we think differently, we kind of can have that discussion full of awareness, and we can understand each other. I think like this community just keeps the people who are actually who seek for growth, who take responsibility for their lives, who want to lead by example, who want to be the best versions of themselves for other people around them, for the people that they love. And then finally, 1 year in, the day came where I was able to quit my job. So I was doing this within, so again, if someone is thinking, can I do it next to my job, or, how much time it takes, I was really persistent, and I was working 72 hours. So it means 8 to 8 every day, plus Saturdays as well. So I had 1 day off where I had to clean my home, go shopping for food and stuff like that. But I would wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, at 6 o'clock in the morning, because I was so passionate about studying. And that passion didn't leave me, because I always was surrounded by people. When my motivation goes a little bit down, I would have someone who would inspire me constantly. So it was the most consistent thing that I've done in my life at all. And once you are growing, you start being more aware of your food, of your body, you start exercising. It's literally every area of your life. You come here to learn marketing and how to create your own business. But what changed for me is everything. My body changed, my health changed, my nutrition habits changed, my personal development habits changed. I found out my mission, my vision. I surrounded myself with the people that I actually feel good with. I didn't feel, that I need to communicate with the toxic people anymore. So I understood that I'm worthy of surrounding myself with the people that, I want to be with, that I can help, and not struggle with the guilt that if I can't help someone, then, I still need to be there and accept the negative, vibrations. No, so it's really transformational. It was transformational for me and my partner. So
super amazing stories. And we know that you hear these stories, like many people are sharing, that since they joined SFM, their family life really transformed, their relationships transform, their health transform, and of course they have now online business. So this is really beautiful, because when you're surrounded with these self-aware people, they inspire you. You see, it's not like this is coaching about food, because you are surrounded, they doing right things, you just automatically absorbing this, like likes attracts likes, and this always go together. You really want to grow even more, and it's like amazing journey I can see on my life, and I'm so happy to really listen you. And I know you and Alex are amazing couple, and yeah, it's just so great to see you together and just transforming your life on so many levels. If you could tell us, because we just want to also share that SFM is not only online. There are lots of like live events, like either like we call black retreats, or even like momentum days. So like incubators, really intensive training. We have live webinars, coaching one-to-one, and of course then anything else. And of course, whole community being there for you wherever you need this. If you could say, was there anything specific, like maybe one call, or maybe one event, live event, that really you felt like, oh my God, I had so many breakthroughs? What was the best, or like really like kick you to the next level?
Yeah, so the biggest breakthrough for me was actually my first Momentum Day in London, and I will explain you why. So at that point, I was 3 months in the community, and I felt lost because I wasn't engaging with the community. I was on my own doing the training, and I finished the 5 modules, and I felt like, I just don't know I don't know what to do. Like I just felt maybe I'm not good enough. Like maybe I actually can't do this, and I felt that I probably will quit SFM at that point. And I actually wrote to the support team, and 2 amazing people, Frank and Jill, booked a call. They saying is always spread the love, and I could relate to them so much because I'm such a loving person. And we had a chat with them, and I said to them, I don't like, I think this training is amazing, and I think everything what I saw, it's really great, but I think, I haven't done anything for the last month. So I was like very much into everything the first month, maybe half of the second month. And then bit by bit, I just started drifting away, not attending the calls, not, trying to get help. Because I was like, that's another issue that I had. I couldn't ask for help. So I was like easily giving, but can't ask for help, which is also important equally. Mm-hmm. So then I kind of it was like that call. I didn't ask for it, but they offered, and I thought, okay, if they offer, then maybe I'll accept that. And so we had a call, and I said to them, I'm not good enough. I think I need to leave because I haven't done anything. I wish I made it work, but I think that's it for me. I'm so sorry, and I truly believe this is a good, company and people, but I just don't think I'm gonna make it work. And I said, this is bullshit in your head. Look at you. Look how you engage with the community. Look how much value you give, and like just trust yourself more. And and don't give up. If you don't give up, you never fail. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'll give another try. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed that it's the last day of booking a ticket to a Momentum Day, and it was in London where I lived at that point. I thought, oh, what a coincidence, and like I can't miss that. So I booked the ticket straight away. Was very scared, was frightened to go to that event because I didn't know anyone at that point. Wasn't engaging with the community, and I was thinking, oh, I'm so scared. But when I came there, everyone was smiling, everyone was giving me hugs, and I met those leaders that I was looking at, our teachers, our mentors in person, and they were so loving, so simple, so open. One person that I met in particular was now one of the best friends, Rick. And it was his first Momentum Day too. And we were hanging out with many people there, but kind of we together really clicked, and we kind of resonated a lot. And we decided that we'll start 90-day video journey together. So we crossed our hands and said, Monday we are starting, So this was my path to the community. And then in the event itself, I heard the leaders talking, and one phrase that really stuck to me was, if you're not moving forwards, you're moving backwards. So this gave me the understanding that if I don't take any step, I'm not staying in the same place, I'm actually lacking behind. I'm going backwards because the life is moving forwards. So that was one thing that really stayed with me and encouraged me to go forwards within the journey. Another thing, Justin Wolf, our leader, he said, leadership is knowing what you want to achieve and going to do that until you finally achieve that, and never giving up on the journey. Of course, he said that in much nicer words, but that was the meaning. Mm-hmm. And then another leader said, feel the fear and do it anyway. And I thought, this is it. I'm gonna do this. I can do it. I'm good enough. The stories of the people who did that, they were no different than me. And there is no one better or worse than you. They just know something you don't know. They probably learned something you haven't learned yet. And they're taking actions that you don't take. That's the only difference. Everyone is capable of the same things. So then me and my friend, we started 90-day video journey on Monday. And we built amazing relationship together, accountability. Plus we gained about 10 of other, friends. And this was it for me. That Momentum Day was where I just went like that. But I guess I needed that push, that someone would tell me, you're actually good enough, don't give up. You will never fail if you don't give up. And then I decided, no, I'm not a giving up person. I'm going to make it.
Amazing. Sorry, I had actually goosebumps listening. It's so I love it. And I really love this story when you said you nearly give up. And thank you for not giving up, because I would never meet you. But it's how unbelievable that you nearly nearly give up, and then you had this just the support. Really, like this is what this all community is, and this is what I love. That when you had this point, like I'm not good enough, whatever BS is going on in our heads, that when you open and, you know, willing to change your life, there's always someone there who can just saying, hey, this is not true, let's move on, I can help you. And myself, I had so many breakthroughs because of other members of this community. Not even like, no, of course I had my amazing breakthroughs because of all the events and training and everything, but honestly, just because when I had this lower point, I could reach out to someone, look, I am here and I need, I think, help. And someone is like, come along, we have weekend, you're just gonna stay with us, we're gonna help you with this. And, you know, just seeing people that they are doing from heart, you know, like time is the most precious in our life, and they are offering the whole weekend to just set up the system or website or whatever, or even just be with me and help me with my mindset. It's just unbelievable. And, you know, like sometimes even members of your family not supporting you as much as this community. So it's really, it's amazing. Now when I'm listening to you, I was like, yes, that's so sorry for the noise. Lots of rosters here, chickens and everything else, you know. No, amazing, Jean. Thank you very much for all this amazing shares. Last things, what would you say to people who are actually now watching this and thinking they know they're watching this because they want to change something? And if you would see this person now in front of this monitor where this person is hesitating, like, is it for me or of not? What would you say to inspire them?
I would say listen to your heart, and if your heart says it's not what you want, then probably it's not. But if your heart says that there is something more in you and you think, you know, you could be on this journey too, then I would say try. And, you know, if you try, you don't lose anything. But if you never try, you will never know. So I would definitely, if I didn't try, first of all, I would have never, if I haven't made that first step, I would have never quit my 72 hours per week job. I would have never found the love of my life. I would have never surrounded myself with positive, motivated people who always empower me. I wouldn't have my best friends now. I literally wouldn't be traveling all over around the world in different ways, whatever I want. It just, you know, if you want to achieve something, there are probably quite a few ways how you can achieve this. This is a business. This is not a business of making money. This is a business of changing people's lives. And this training encourages you to create the business that you are actually passionate about. So, you know, if you feel like you are entrepreneurial spirit, then I would probably try, and I would think this will be for you. If you don't want to take responsibility for your life and you would rather maybe, you know, work for someone else, but maybe do as well enjoyable job, that's absolutely fine, as long as you're enjoying your life, you know. But it's you who has to make that decision and know in your heart what's for you.
Yeah, super amazing. And this is so true. We know that this is not for everyone, but what you said, 100% agree. I for me, the best on this journey was this personal development, and I'm still every day on this journey, and for me this is the most fulfilling. Of course, now we are shooting this video and I'm in Bali, which is thanks to this business, because I'll be now in rainy England and sitting in front of spreadsheets, so I cannot even thank enough. But the most fulfilling is actually that my growth, who I'm becoming, and it's just amazing. And like, even I'm looking, Eugene, and all your stories, just like amazing, you know, like when you see this people, like they really transforming, when you see them at the beginning of this journey, then a few months later and 1 year later and 2 years later, when they become leaders and they really own this journey and enjoying, embracing and transforming on so many ways. And for me, it's priceless. You cannot put any price on that.
Absolutely. And Carolina, I remember the moment where, you know, I was crying, standing in the rain, looking like stupid, and you helped me a lot to, you know, to find myself back again and everything. And I wouldn't have that as well. I would never start loving myself again and, you know, listening to myself again if I haven't joined SFM, because I would have not met you. So I don't know, like there was times, you know, so it's now I'm, you know, there are always challenges to overcome, but that massive, you know, having people who are there and who understand you, they don't judge you, but they actually help you yourself find out, you know, what life is there for you and help you achieve that. That's powerful.
Absolutely, you know, I love this. And yeah, thank you so much, Jean, for your time. It's been such a pleasure, you know, having you here and doing this short interview. And yes, I cannot thank you enough. And see you next time. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much for having me here.
Bye bye.
Take care.